Hi guys, my name is Anastasia and this is English with LinguaTrip. Do you remember how we talked about the things that you should never say at a job interview? Now imagine you got your dream job. It doesn't mean you should stop caring about your language and how you talk to your boss, to your colleagues or to your clients. In this video, I'll walk you through 8 situations and explain what you can say and what is not a good idea to say in them. Are you ready? Let's go.
Everything's in English.
All you need to know.
All right. How did you learn to speak English?
Number 1 on the list is the situation when you can't hear well, or you missed something, or you don't understand what your colleague or your customer is saying. It may often happen during your first week in a new place, or maybe while you're still getting used to new accents. So what is not a good idea to say is to say, "What?" I know in some languages and cultures it's quite okay to say that, but in English, no. You may come across as quite rude or arrogant. You definitely don't want that reputation. Instead, you should use polite phrases. For example, "I'm sorry, I missed that," or "I'm afraid I didn't get that," or "Could you say that again, please?"
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
When you need to write something down when you're on the phone, for example, you can ask for the other person to spell it for you and say, "Would you mind spelling it for me, please?" Similarly, when you're at a presentation and you can't hear the speaker very well, you can ask, "I'm sorry, but could you please speak up a little bit?" Another common situation. Somebody at work asks you something, but you don't know the answer. The worst thing to say would probably be, "I don't know." Not only does it sound a bit unprofessional, but it also kind of shows that you don't care. If the question was from the customer, you can say, "I'm not sure, but I can check that for you. Go and find out." Or you can say, "Just give me a minute, I'll find out." This way you show your interest in work and readiness to help a customer or a colleague.
I'll check, ma'am.
If you work in an office and your colleague or your manager asked you something that you don't know, you can say, "Let me come back to you on that." This way, you give yourself time to find or check the necessary information and show that you actually care about your co-workers. If you want to feel more confident about your English at work, I highly recommend our best-selling marathon, From Intermediate to Advanced. You'll work through the material of 2 levels in just 30 days, and you'll write almost like a native speaker, which will surely help you with your work emails. You'll learn a lot about spoken English, for example, verbal forms, in ways that will help you communicate with everyone effortlessly. The link and the promo code will be in the description box. Now to our next situation. What to say if you're asked about a deadline. Imagine your colleague or your manager asks if a task can be done by Tuesday. Not a good thing to say would be, "I'll try," or "I'll do my best." It's too vague and it doesn't show your commitment to actually complete the task.
I'll do my best.
Instead, give a clear answer. "I can get it done by Tuesday," or "No, I can't do it by Tuesday, but how about Wednesday lunchtime?" This way you manage the other person's expectations and you set a clear deadline. That sounds professional. Nobody likes people with a negative attitude. If you're asked to do something and it seems difficult or impossible, don't say, "Oh, it's impossible to do," or "It can't be done." Instead, invite the other person to find a solution with you. You can say, "Let's see what's possible to do," or "Let's discuss our options." Or you can propose your own solution. For example, "What I can do is this," and then propose the solution. Remember that most employers promote a can-do attitude and they expect solutions from you, not rejections.
Let's talk alternative options.
When you're too busy with customer requests or some other kind of work, you may keep somebody waiting for you. In this case, try to be polite and show them your empathy. Don't ignore the person who's waiting for you. Instead, you can say, I'll be with you in a moment. And when you're finally free and you can attend the person, say, sorry to keep you waiting, or thank you for your patience.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
You can also be on the other end of the previous situation. You can be approach somebody, a colleague for example, who's busy at the moment. The worst approach would be just saying, oh, it will only take a minute, and you start asking your questions.
It'll only take a second.
You should first let them finish with whatever they're working on at the moment. Be more considerate and say, let me know when you have a few minutes to chat. I have something to discuss. In many cultures, it's okay to comment if you see somebody stressed or tired, but it's not a good idea to ask, are you okay? Directly to that person. You may feel like you're being friendly and caring, but what the other person hears is judgment.
Are you okay? You look a bit tired.
Instead, invite them for a coffee break. You can say, I'm about to grab a coffee. Would you like to come along? This way, you will show that you care and you invite them for a more informal conversation. Or maybe that person just needs a break. Sometimes you may feel overwhelmed. There is so much to do and you think that it can't be all your responsibility. When you hear a new request from your manager, you can feel like saying, oh, that's not my job, or I'm not paid enough for this. However, you should not say that to your manager or your colleague unless you want to cause a scene.
I don't get paid enough for this.
A better way to address this situation is to clearly communicate how busy you are at the moment and either explain why you can't take the task or set the timing for this new task. For example, I'd like to help, but given that at the moment I have tasks A, B and C, which one of these should I place on hold while helping you with a new assignment? It should definitely help everyone to clarify the priorities and correctly evaluate your workload. I hope the tips from this video will help you settle in your new role and build great relationships with your manager and your colleagues. Let me know in the comments if there are any other things that you think one should never say at a workplace. And see you next week.